All right. Islam, Islam, and welcome to Sisters Standing on Law. This is your host, Anita L. And Roz will be joining us momentarily. She is calling in now. So we're just going to get started. Welcome all sisters and those sons who do listen. Peace and love to you. Today, I'm just going to jump right into today's broadcast. So much going on, and we as sisters, we really, really need to be aware of just how much we do in a day. What's interesting, and I've experienced this, and I know there are other sisters who have experienced this as well, is a lot of times we do so much, and while we're doing a lot of things, we never really think about what it is we're doing, but we're doing it. Here is Rob Mariah.
Islam. Can you hear me?
Islam.
Yes.
Islam.
Yes. Islam, I am here today. Continue on with what you're saying. Sounds good so far.
All righty. I was just getting into today's topic, but good to have you on.
Yes, it's good to be on. It's good to be on. It really is.
Yes, it's so much stuff to talk about, but I want to try and stay on topic because I know it can be challenging staying on topic. So I want to address some things, but not on this particular platform. So we're going to keep it right in line with sisters and issues relative to sisters. That's what we got the Sisters Standing on Law for. And usually we talk about overall we talk about issues to empower women, Moabite women, because they are the ones that have to wake up. It is in their womb. That is the nation. The nation is going to come out of their womb. And so it is imperative that she wakes up. So, everything is geared towards empowering mothers, sisters, so that can be accomplished. We try to accomplish. That's what we try to accomplish here.
I want to interject a statement right there to support what you just said. I had heard, and I believe it was Ayana, but the statement was right and exact. She says you can teach a son, and so he learns. But when you teach a mother, a sister, the whole nation is taught. How about that?
Yes. So today's topic involves a clip that I am going to play. And I want you to listen to it, my sisters, because as you listen to it, it is going to resonate with you. So, but I want to first read the syllabus for today's class. It is entitled, Who Holding Down What? I'm going to have to correct that. It should be Who's Holding Down What? Who holding what down? Who's holding what down? Let me translate for you. Many times we sisters stay in situations because we believe we are being helped by someone. Know this. It does not matter if you have a companion in your life. You do everything, and all the responsibility is on you. It may be have a companion. However, at the end of the day, you will still be doing everything because you're mother. Everything falls on you. It doesn't matter how you cut the cake. It always comes back to mother. You will need to come up with the plan as mother, and you will need to give the direction. There is no waiting for someone else to come up with a plan and give instructions. We got a lot of sisters out there waiting for somebody to come up with the plan and give the instructions. It's never going to happen. It's just not going to happen. That is what mothers do, and that's what mothers do all the time. And because we do it all the time, we really don't pay attention to it. I know from my own experience, I have gone through things where I have just been running real fast to keep the lights on, keep the roof over the head, keep the food in the mouth, clothes on the back, juggling so many things. And all the time, more is being added to your plate. So I'm just going to play this little clip right here because I was watching this series called Love Is, and Sister Loretta Devine broke it down so well. I had to go and find that movie and cut out that portion that she broke down. And I'm hoping that I got it all. Can't believe it's only a minute and 15 seconds because it seems longer, but it's only about a minute and 15 seconds. So please listen and pay attention and listen with your heart, sisters, because I know it's going to resonate. Here it is.
I done had it. All this bullshit up in my house. I'm going to translate for you. She's mad because every 6 months you want to roll up in here and tell people what to do. Well, this is a 24/7 job. Do you understand me? I don't care what you think about her. This woman, the mother of your child, she is a damn good mother. Whether she's sick, when she's tired, when she just plain old don't feel like it. She don't have anybody to pass the baton to. Nobody here to pass it to. She's the first one up in the morning and the last one to go down at night. She's the mother, the father, the doctor, the nurse, the chauffeur, the therapist. And if she decides to leave her son behind and go chase after her dreams, what would Dante be, huh? So you may not like her, but you damn sure gonna respect her, and you are gonna thank her, because without her, you couldn't do what you're doing.
Islam. That's the end of that clip. Can't believe it's just 1 minute and 15 seconds. But it breaks it down so well. I just had to play it. Islam, are you there, Ron?
Yes, I am. I dropped out, but I'm good now. Can you hear me all right?
All right. Yes, I did. Yes. Did you hear the whole clip?
No, because that's the part that I missed. I apologize. How long is it? It can't be that long. So.
Well, I need to. You know what? It's so amazing. I need to play it again.
Again. All right.
Because it's so amazing. Because it really mothers. She breaks it down so well. As it relates to mothers and all that a mother does, and unfortunately, mothers themselves. I know I can speak from this position because I have been just like a hamster in my life, I can tell you I felt like a hamster running on a wheel, doing so many things, never realizing just how much as a mother you're doing. And while you're doing all of that, you're not getting any appreciation. You're making the whole thing happen. You're keeping it together, and while you're doing all of that, you're not getting no appreciation. And nobody but another mother gets what is being said here. Nobody but another mother. It's just something that a mother experiences. So I gotta play this again because it's just so on point. So hold on, I'm gonna say it again.
Thank you.
I done had it. All this bullshit up in my house. I'm gonna translate for you. She's mad because every 6 months you want to roll up in here and tell people what to do. Well, this is a 24/7 job. Do you understand me? I don't care what you think about her. This woman, the mother of your child, she is a damn good mother. Whether she's sick, when she's tired, when she just plain old don't feel like it. She don't have anybody to pass the baton to. Nobody here to pass it to. She's the first one up in the morning and the last one to go down at night. She's the mother, the father, the doctor, the nurse, the chauffeur, the therapist. And if she decides to leave her son behind and go chase after her dreams, what would Dante be, huh? So you may not like her, but you damn sure gonna respect her, and you are gonna thank her, because without her, you couldn't do what you're doing.
There you go. There it is. There it is. Oh, my God. You know, people don't realize just how true that statement is. If mothers, she said it, you may not like her, but it is because of her that everybody gets to do what they are doing. As a mother, I can tell you, I felt that. I felt that in my heart. When she broke that down, I felt it because, like I said, I know there were times in my life where I felt like I was a hamster running on a wheel, making sure everything stayed together, made sure that the children ate, that they had the clothes to go to the school, that they had the roof over their head, that you know, when Christmas came, even though I didn't care for Christmas, since they was going to this institution where all the other little children cared for Christmas, they had to participate so they didn't feel left out. So you had to make sure that was in there too. You know, the Easter come, everybody get their new Easter clothes. You ain't into Easter, but all the little kids in the school, they're going to show up at the day after Easter with some new clothes. You have got to get them some new clothes too. You, as a mother, you have to always be making sure everybody stays on point. Oh, how many times have they got disappointed because they got promise after promise after promise from daddy, from grandma, from uncle, from aunt, and they didn't come through for whatever reason. You had to sit down and make sure that they didn't feel like it was a personal thing, and because you didn't want them to feel like it was a personal thing, you, even though you had things that you had to do that day, you did something different to make them feel special. Promise was broken. You are, mothers are the chauffeur, the financial advisor, the banker, the therapist. She is all of those things, all and so much more. And she will always be those things. As long as And it's just crazy that nobody realizes the only reason that everybody gets to do what they are doing is because mother, what did she say? She don't have nobody to pass the baton to. She don't. She never does. It's just her. She don't get no break. And even if she do get a break for a couple of hours, she got to come back to this. She got to continue to make it happen. And mothers have to make it happen their entire lives, even when the children grow up and move on. Because if something go down with them, who they calling? Mama.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to play that, and I had to talk about how impacting that is because it's so true. It is so absolutely true. And I know as a mother myself, I didn't really see it that way. Once she sat down and when Sister Loretta Devine in this show broke down, I didn't even think, oh, I am the chauffeur. I am the therapist. She's right. I'm all of those things. Because you know why? Because mothers just do it. They just do it. I have quite a few children. A lot of people don't know that. And people have asked me through the years, how in the world did you do all that you did with so many children? You know what? My answer is always the same. I don't know. I just did it.
And so what this is saying is you got to make a plan. This is right now with all this going on right now. You know, like I said, there's no real downtime. It's time to think about the next plan of action. You know, to make a plan and give those directions on that plan.
Yep. Right.
But it's interesting, though. I want to say when you said someone asked you, well, how did you do it? And the answer, and most women will have the same answer. They would say, I really don't know. I just did it. Because
that's right.
Where there's will, there's way, and necessity is the mother of invention, and where there's will, there's way. You just know that XYZ has to be done, and you get it done, and maybe involve others to as a part of whatever that plan is or whatever to do their part in it to make it all happen. But it was done by you, knowing what needed to be done.
That's right. That's right. And you're and you know, like you know, I like I said, I had children, and it's just amazing how much when I look at what my mother endured. You know, it's like in this clip she said, it doesn't matter if you don't like her. Because I can tell you, all of us as children, we know there was a period of time in our childhood where you probably couldn't stand your mother, thought she was just so mean, and you know, you never get it. You never see the bigger picture until you get older, and you appreciate all those things that your mother did, because it, you know, and it's different for each and every one of us, because we all have different life purposes. We all have different life purposes. We're going to come into different situations that are specially designed for us to have those experiences. So I can tell you from my own perspective, you know, the outcome is always the same, spiritual growth. But the various different things that we go through to achieve that spiritual growth is going to be different. So I can tell you when I was growing up, I thought my mother was just the meanest person. I thought she was the meanest woman on earth. I didn't feel like that was my mother because my mother could not possibly be doing the things that she was doing to me as a child. So I can tell you, I watched my mother go out in all kind of weather. Back in the 60s and the 70s, the winters up north was no joke. They are a lot calmer. You can definitely see that the planetary climate is, in fact, changing. Because back in the late 60s and the 70s and the early 80s, winter would shut down everything, every winter. And my mother would get up and go to work anyway. Because if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. Pay the rent. You can't buy the food. All the things that we take for granted, mother is why it happened. You had the ability to go to a refrigerator. You had the ability to open it and pick and choose what you wanted. If you was like my mother, if your mother was like my mother, you went grocery shopping with her. And so you, at some time, you might have been able to negotiate in our family. There was no negotiating. My mother picked up and put into the carriage. Nobody else did that. But in some families, you might have been able to negotiate that. But the point is, she made it so that you could take things off the shelf to eat or out of the refrigerator to eat. She made it so that you had a roof over your head. She made it so that you had clothes every school term. All right? So these are things. She did these things, you know, and you did this, you know, you might have had a family trip, an outing, something. All right? It doesn't matter how little mother had. She made it seem to you as though you had a lot. I know when I was growing up, I didn't understand. You don't understand until you become a mother yourself, just how much your mother did. And she did it so that you could follow your dreams. She gave up her dreams, because all mothers do this. You have a child. She gives up her dreams so that you can have yours. All mothers do this to some degree. If they can juggle your dream and theirs, then, you know, great. But the bottom line is, she's the one that makes it happen. She's all the things that was said in that clip and so much more. And it doesn't matter if it's your biological mother. It doesn't matter if it is the mother of the child. It doesn't matter if it's the aunt or the sister. Mothers always make it happen. And we may not like them, but we must always respect them. And we must always honor them, because if they didn't do what they do, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. We really wouldn't. It's so true on so many levels that you, as a mother yourself, you feel it in your heart, but also as you reflect on your mother, it's humbling as well, because we really don't tell our mothers just how much we appreciate what they have done, the sacrifices they have made, you know, the things that they have overcome. We can do what we're doing or will do. We do not express that enough. And so we really do need to, to pay attention and do that. So with that, I'm going to yield the floor to Rod, and then, I want to open up the line and take some callers, because I know there's some sisters that know that they had to have felt what was said in the recording themselves and be able to resonate with it. So I'm going to yield right now.
Well, yes, and I think that we need to, make sure it's real clear that we're discussing what we know needs to be acknowledged, recognized, and dealt with, and so did some of the, at least we know, like Prophet Noah Girardi, for those who actually study the work of national principles, that included in that, and we absolutely understand why, it was, listen, there needs to be a greater respect for womanhood. And so we look into and find out why and what's going on. But so we preface all of this information here based on that necessity and on the fact of what we see is happening, not necessarily with us. So some people may take offense. Some, women may take offense. Some sons may take offense. There's nothing to take offense about. It isn't. It's something to acknowledge, to relook. At least do that. Just take another look at it. Because, what has happened as a result of us failing to do that, and as you said, looking for someone else to, quote, fix it or whatever, even though women do not do that, they do what they do. This is what we're trying to get us all to recognize, is we do whatever needs to be done to get it done. But as a result of the failure to do so, other citizens out there, other people, other groups, corporations, basically, who have no intent other than to generate finance off of, humans, which is called human trafficking. I don't care how they color the pig. They can call it family services. They can call it welfare. They can call it benefits. They can call it whatever they want. And we got to really look at this. As a result of our failure to recognize this and to acknowledge as well that a nation of people will not cannot, but will not rise any higher than the women, period. And that discipline was definitely expressed in those who were in the quote-unquote, what they call Nation of Islam, which really started out as a temple of Islam, coming out of the teachings in the 30s, or after the Prophet had passed on. There were several groups established themselves. So the Nation of Islam that you may say is actually the temple of Islam, not Nation of Islam. So we get that. So what has happened as a result of us being divided, as we are, and as these different groups and factions have proven that we are, they've taken full advantage of our lack of that and created programs, all kinds of things with alphabets on it to, what's the word I want, to exploit our lack of knowing this. And it is destroying our families. Yet all mothers are there trying to keep the family together as best as possible with a broken leg, so to speak. It's a broken thing. So it's important to recognize this, because from recognizing this, we can truly move forward and see when others, to how they've been put together by others, we can see when that is designed to destroy the family. It is very important because, as I said, as a result of that, this is what we're suffering on a massive basis. So with that, I yield the floor.
All right. All right, so what I'm going to do is, if there's a comment that would like to be made, press 1 on your telephone, and we will begin our discussion of today's subject matter. And also, I want to say, and I don't even know how to say it, it's just more like a feeling, but, you know, there's just not enough that can be said about mother. Really, there isn't. It's unfortunate that you can't really express how much gratitude you have for mother, because once you start praising mother, is always something, someone who feels like, oh, but you're leaving someone else out. There's nobody being left out. Mother is the one. She is the one. That and what's crazy is we don't see she's the one because of all of this foreign infiltration, mental conditioning that we all suffer under. We don't see that she is the one. It's so obvious. You know, when you look at the fact that this child, any child that comes forth, it's coming from an egg from her ovary. All right? That she then carries in her uterus and gives it all that is in her to give for 9 months. All right? If people don't understand, and you don't understand unless you're a mother yourself, your body is building another human being. That takes from the mother. Everything that the child needs comes from the mother, even if she is deficient of it. All right? So that means that if her bones are weak, it doesn't matter. That it's going to take from her and give to the baby. It's going to take everything from her. It is sucking. It is taking some of her life. That's why it's so important to make sure that mother has everything she needs, because everything that any child needs is coming from her. It's coming out of her body. If it needs any type of, because we're electromagnetic beings, so any electricity that child, that being needs, is coming from the mother. Everything comes from the mother. And with all that she gives and sacrifices, we still don't give her the honor and the respect that she deserves, however form she comes in. A travesty. Because if it wasn't for mother, none of us would be here. None of us would be here. So now, when you look at this, this is her egg in her uterus, pulling from her body to build this divine being. And once she brings forth this being, someone else has the ability to claim her egg that she built in her womb. And the one that claims it, they go after. It's the one that truly made it that they go after.
How about that?
If anything happens, they go after the mother. But when that child comes in, and if they want to do anything negative to that child, because a lot of mothers don't realize what's going on in these institutions they call hospitals. And so when you go there, if you don't know, and if you don't have somebody that's going to take up posts and make sure that you're never alone and they can think on your behalf, they will bandage your you.
Yep.
They will. And they will have you signing all manner of papers, all right, because they want to gain control of that child. What's happening is they come in, and the so-called daddy can be standing right there, and they will put in a claim on her egg that she built in her womb and pulled from her body resources. And the so-called daddy can be standing right there. Thing that needs to be done to the child, they go and they talk to the mother all the time. So she is the one that they go after. She is the one that is being attacked, because everybody who knows true science and biology knows that is her egg.
Everybody knows except those.
Everybody who knows true biology and science knows that's her egg.
Everybody
and they know exactly, and they know that if they want to continue to make or condition future revenue generators, they got to go for the mama. They know that. And with all of this, mothers are constantly trying the best they can to protect their baby, their egg. And it's, you know, and when you look at, I just can't say it enough, when you look at the sacrifices that she made, because I can tell you, in my family, you know, just like in this recording, that she don't have nobody to pass the baton to. My mother was married and still didn't have nobody to pass the baton to. So if you're thinking that, oh yeah, I'm gonna get married and all my dreams are gonna be taken care of, you dreaming for real. And it wasn't that my father was an unintelligent person. He just had his own dreams. And his dreams didn't involve children, essentially. Who's going to make the sacrifice? Mother. We can reflect this in our lives as we were growing up, and if you are a mother or if you have ever taken care of a child, then you have experienced it. You have. So, I'd like to open up the line if you have a question, comment regarding tonight's topic, and we will take your call. Islam. All right, I got a caller 216-374. Is that Sister Karima?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Islam.
Islam. Can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I wanted to say Islam to the mothers and everyone that's out there listening. I've been listening to the broadcast as usual, and I decided to call in today. And
Wonderful.
to say yes. Yes, ma'am. So, yes, absolutely. And everything is on the mother. And we need to make sure that when we're rearing our children, that our children know that as well. My children are semi-halfway grown. My daughter went out and got her own place, and she come back and telling me, Mommy, I didn't know it was all like that. You made it look so easy. Well, yeah, you weren't supposed to, but she knew how to handle herself. She knew how to address the issue she needed to address because of that. And then them growing up, we come from up under the Nation of Islam or, the Temple of Islam, and we're taught to rear our children for certain things so that they would know. And I can remember my children, we're going to the doctor once a year to get the checkup, and they were like young children, maybe 7, 8, telling the doctor, no, we don't get immunizations. And when the doctor still tried to approach them with a needle, my children banded together and was ready to knock the doctor out. And I told the doctor, I said, you might not want to do that because they know. So it's important that as mothers that we do rear our children to know. And, yes, it's all on us. And there's some brothers out there that would say sometimes that the woman get up and do more before 9 a.m., before most people get done in a whole day. And that's absolutely true. I'm up every morning between 4:45, 5 o'clock, and I don't go to bed until whenever it's time to go to bed. But things are done. Yes, if you have a mate and you're fortunate enough to have a mate to assist you with things that goes on, then great. You locked up on the good one. But 9 times out of 10, you still have to direct, maneuver, and make sure everything is taken care of, period. Because if the mother falls, the house falls, the world falls. And I don't think that many mothers really understand that, I got a man and he do this, he do that. Yeah, okay, get sick and see what happens. Not that he won't take care of you or that he can't, but it won't be the same. So with mothers, we really need to be together and really learn our roles. There's no gender assignment. That's patriarchal, period.
That's right.
However you define it, period. There's no gender assignment. So if I need some things to get done that's supposedly, quote-unquote, cooking, cleaning, what have you, then it needs to get done, period. Whether I'm working, whether I'm at home or not, it needs to get done. And that mate, if you choose to have a mate, he needs to understand what his role is. Our mates are supposed to assist us, period. Period. And we have roles too, and that is to guide and direct and assist them when necessary. But ultimately, it's mother that needs to be uplifted, like the prophet told us. And until mothers get it, won't nobody get it. This world is going to stay in shambles. In the Quran, I'm paraphrasing, but it's paradise is at the foot of the woman. What does that mean? Does that mean that we just sit back and smack our teeth and get the toothpick? No, we got work to do too. But at the end of the day, if we're not honored, uplifted, and not constantly hit on the head and constantly kept in a slumber state, then it's going to be that way. And the only way we're going to come out of that is to recognize and know what our role in uplifting fallen humanity is. It's written across our bellies for a reason. He's carrying us 1 foot on the land, 1 foot on the the care of the world for a reason. Really look into that. And until we do that and know who is who and what is what and who we ego, it's not, I'm the woman, you're supposed to do this. Oh, no, because then you out of line with the universe, period. See, we flow with the stars, the sun, moon, and the stars. So until we get that together, then yeah, and we rear our children. They have their own paths to go. It's not like, you rear them a certain way and that's what they do. No, they gonna mess up. We messed up, but we had to learn. I remember growing up, my mother. I thought she was crazy. I thought she was cool. I didn't get it. A lot of things that she did, but now I do, and that's why she. And no wonder my dad. So, I get it now. And I just told my mother not too long ago. I spoke to her not too long ago, rather. And I told her, I said, Ma, I get it. I get it. I promise I get it. And my dad said, see, I told you, And that's just how it is. So, and personally, I came up a little differently. I came up kind of knowing, but not in a proper form, I guess, if that's even a thing to say. But I knew, and so that's how come my children, they know, and they knew growing up and coming up a certain type of way. They know to eat. I remember them being sick. Mommy, can I go eat my medicine? I got sick at school. So they go in the refrigerator. They knew exactly what to get, what ails them, what to eat out of there to cure what ails them literally in 24 to 48 hours, period. And so that's what we need to do. And as mother, until we wake up, that's what it's going to be. Stop getting hit on the head. The brother smells good. He look good. So what? He don't smell better than you. He don't look better than you, period. And it ain't no ego. It's proper place, proper assignment. Now you have the floor.
Okay. It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Well, I'm going to keep you unmuted, because this would be a great group discussion. If we have some more sisters that would like to comment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unmute anyone who would like to comment, and we're just going to have a nice group, just a group discussion. Islam, so if you want to comment, press 1, and we're going to have a nice group discussion. Islam, all right, I think this is the Carol.
I did that.
And
yeah.
Islam, a nice group discussion.
Okay. Islam.
Uh-oh. Got that background noise.
They know my number. Yeah. Because they're going to do a group thing, so I just moved away from the computer.
Uh-oh, wait a minute now. Sister Carol, did you mean to unmute?
Yes, I did mean to unmute so I can get involved in this conversation, of course. Islam, Sister Anna L. and Roz.
Islam.
It's fine.
Uh-oh, you got some feedback.
There's some feedback, yeah. Step away from the computer microphone or something.
Yeah, I will. That's what I'm going to do now.
Islam, you there?
Yes, I'm here. I put it on mute, so I turned down. I had to get away from the computer.
Oh, all right.
Okay, I'm good now.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to comment on the discussion?
Oh, okay. I thought we were waiting for some other people. That's what I was. Okay.
No.
Yes,
I'm waiting for more people to press 1 so that we can have a nice group discussion. But hold on, and all right. So we got one more calling 90878, and we just keep on conversing. Whoever would like to join in, just press 1 and I'll unmute you. All right. So who's next?
Okay. Boy, Carol Bay, I just want to comment that, oh, my goodness, everything you talked about is so true. I mean, coming up, and especially in the 60s and 70s, things were so much different. You had more mothers at home, and they were there to teach their children and influence them. After the 60s and the civil rights and all of that nonsense, we got the mothers out of the house. Everybody's raising our children but ourselves. And it's all kind of nonsense. And everyone is undermining mother. And it's really something. So we definitely have a lot of work to do. But then they make you feel like something's wrong with you or something's wrong with your home, if you're a stay-home mom.
Right.
You get the mother out the way, then you have access to the family, because mothers are killing a drop of a dime over their family. They won't think twice about it. So you get the mother out the way. You have access to the home, the family, the children, the mate, depending on his
the
line
next generation. If she has a daughter in the next generation.
Oh yeah, especially the daughters.
And they're working hard too. From what I can see, they're working hard to get mother and daughter at each other, keep them at each other. You know, because I can see that in my own family. My niece, you know, she's trying to run her mother. I mean, she's an adult, she's her own child, but so I said, your mother's the mother here. You know.
That's right.
But I'm the last person they want to talk to about things because they don't like what I have to say. But, you know, you speak truth, it kind of hurts.
Right.
Yes. But you know what, you're right when you say that they're pitting the daughter against the mother, the Asiatic daughter against the mother, because and it's playing out so well for them right now because you know, you have daughters, they don't have enough information. I don't care. Look, my mother's always going to have more information than I have. Period. You know, and I'm going to have. I'm always going to have more information than my daughter and my grandchildren. My daughters are going to always have more information than their children. So now, if you would put a wedge between of all people, the mother and her daughter, you have effectively made it so that she will not be able to communicate with her mother, who will have the foresight to see when people are trying to take advantage of her. And it'll be so easy for them to take advantage of the daughter because the mother is out of the way. Like, I can see that now, cause, you know, like, and they always, one of the ways that they encourage the daughters, and they had to get mama out the way to be able to do this, was in their premature relationship, you know, that's bringing in children. That was, like, they had to, people don't get it. People do not get this. They had to make it so that the sons, no pun, I'm not throwing darts. You just got to look at they had to make it so that the sons either was discouraged about getting work or felt like they wasn't going to do that kind of work. It's beneath them. All right? Whatever the situation might be, because I'm going to tell you, I've heard people, look, my children's father said, like, he ain't going to go to work at McDonald's because it's beneath him. But I'm working at a convalescent home, cleaning people behind. Okay? I don't work at McDonald's. Okay? Don't give me that. But I've heard these things. So now what happens is, if that happens, because see, remember, sons used to be very industrious. They had to kill that too. They used to be carpenters. They were electricians. They were out there doing stuff. They had to kill that. They had to make it so you can wear your suit with your alligators, with your gators. You can come in with smelling like back in the day it was Old Spice, then it was Polo. Now it's, I don't know what it is. You know, you can come into the office, right? Because now if you're working in the office, you don't have an independent job, right? So when they did that, because even though with these skills that sons had, they always had an after-job gig. Everybody I knew when I was growing up, my father, all my uncles, they always had a job. They always had, work, some kind of work that they did after work to bring in extra finance so that mothers didn't have to go out and work. So they had to kill that, right? And then once they killed that, all right, now mother got to go out and work. If mother is out working, that means that they have access to who? The daughter. Because, see, everybody thinks it's all about the son. No, it's about the daughter. It's always about the daughters because the daughters are going to bring in the next generation. So now they can go after the daughter, and they can encourage them in this so-called sex education, which rightfully should be taught at home by her mother, right? So now they talking to the daughter without the mother present about sex, which is going to do one thing. It's going to create a question in her mind. It's going to plant a seed in her mind that's going to result in her wanting to go and find out what is this sex. Because they planted the seed prematurely. Mother was off to work and didn't realize by sending her child, her daughter, to this institution, they can now put things in her head that mother would never have put there. I'm going to tell you, because if I was supposed to have this conversation about sex education from my mother, it would have never happened. Never happened, okay? And we might look at that and think, oh, that was a really terrible thing, but really, was it? Was it really a terrible thing? Because, you know, if we, I mean, it's going to happen. It's not like it's not going to happen. But if we're taught things out of context prematurely, we're going to start having an interest in exploring that. There's some scraping. I don't know who's scraping, but if you're not talking, can you mute your phone? All right. So now what happened is now the daughter feels like she got more information than her mother. And her mother don't know because it's a new day. And so when the mother tries to bring her daughter, now we got to fight. Oh, you just don't like men might come out of her mouth. Oh, you just a negative person. Oh, you just don't want to be in a relationship. Oh, you don't know what time it is. Oh, see, I love hard. All this other foolishness that young girls will say because they don't know. They don't know. But they would have had the guidance if foreigners didn't come between the relationship with them and their mother. And another way that is promoted is through the daddy's little girl syndrome. That's the syndrome. Right. Because as a daughter, you need to be mama's little girl. Because mama is going to talk to you about being respectable, being aware of yourself, you're aware of your situation, and respectful of yourself. Man, I was listening to this by what the hell is this guy's name? I really some of the things that he said I really liked, which is why I went and I was listening to some more of his lectures. I think his name is Joseph Ben Yakanan, I think it is. And I think that's his name. And he did some lecture, and he said, I encourage my daughters to go out there and have sex before they marry because sex is good. I was like, what father says that to his daughter? Right. What father? That's so inappropriate. But he said it. Oh, I encourage my daughters. You ain't going to go marry a guy and you don't even know if he can do the sex right. I was like, you said that to their daughter, and how can he say that to his daughter?
I said that he encouraged his daughter to go have sex before they get married.
Is somebody saying something? Somebody,
You just, there's an echo there. There's a real echo drag there.
All right.
She needs to repeat what she said. And I think,
all right, hold on. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
All right. All right. I said, did you hear what I said?
Yes, about the brother telling his daughter to go. Yeah, craziness.
Yeah.
was Karima needed what she said that you did not hear.
Karima, you said something.
Oh, no, ma'am. That wasn't me talking. I think it might have been Sister Carolyn.
Oh. Yeah, whatever they
right.
said. Yeah, I thought it was you, Sister Karima.
All right.
Well, no, ma'am.
Point is that
right.
the father encouraged the daughter to go out and have sex prior to marriage, etc., like that.
Yeah.
You know, things have definitely changed.
Well, here's the thing. I have 6 daughters. All right. They father tell them some foolishness like that is the day it's gonna be a problem.
Right.
Big problem. Because that is inappropriate. Inappropriate at whatever. I would never even tell my daughters any mess like that. Never. But this is able to happen because they have this daddy's little girl syndrome going on. It should never be daddy's little girl. It should be mama's little girl all the time, mama's little girl, because that little girl is always cleave to her mother.
That's right. That's right.
It's her mother that is going to give her the information necessary so that she can make good decisions for herself and her future. It's
right.
her mother that's going to have the experience, the wisdom, not the experience, but the wisdom, because can't pass your experience on, but you can pass on your wisdom if you were able to comprehend what the lesson was that you learned from that experience, so you can pass on your wisdom and forewarn her.
Right.
But the only way that you're going to be able to do that is if you have a relationship with your daughter, and they make sure that many daughters do not have. So, okay, somebody is making noise again.
Not me. I'm still.
Actually, Anna E, it is you. Every time you speak, there's a dragging after your voice. I've been meaning to send it to you, and I said, no, it's not her. Yes, it is her. But it is after you speak. There's like, you know how when, what's the brother, Carvey always had his beard that was rubbing up against the mic? That's kind of what it sounds like.
I don't have anything rubbing on the mic.
Okay, all right. Then you mute everyone else and see what happens.
I got my boom mic.
The Janet Jackson mic, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
and it's someone else that you had unmuted that is offering that term. Yeah. So just unmute them when you speak, because it's affecting what you're saying.
All right. Well,
there you go. You better now.
Anyway, now I gotta remember what I was saying.
But our daughter's pleasing to us.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Yeah, so they have it so that mothers and daughters don't have a relationship. And because the mother and daughter doesn't have a relationship, they can't communicate. Mothers can't pass their wisdom on to their daughter, and so the daughter is out there doing. I mean, like she's depending on people who really don't have her best interest at heart to advise her. Like, you know, I'm really concerned for a lot of the young mothers because they're going to these institutions and like they're doing things so different, and because they know that they have successfully separated the mother from the daughter, they can get away with it. And it's injuring the next generation, the current generation and the next generation. It's injuring them because, you know, I mean, I listen to like how they're going into have children these days. Like they're not having natural birth. A lot of young girls are not having natural birth anymore. They're being told for whatever reason. It's like there's always a reason. Oh, this we just did this test. It's a new test, and we feel like you should just have a cesarean.
Wow. And we're gonna tell you when to come in. So now, mothers are going into labor, and they're going in, and their labor is getting induced. That means that they're altering the energy for when that child comes in. Right. That whole zodiac. That child's supposed to come through at an appointed time, an appointed day. If they have control of that, then they can control the outcome of that. These people.
That's right.
No. That's why I am studying now to be a doula. My daughter told me she's going to have her children in my living room by me, and I'm not playing. I will. No.
Well, that's a wonderful thing because we definitely need more of that. I mean, like, we desperately need that because if the mothers are not in these institutions, then they can't get a hold of the next generation. It's just as simple as that. And they ain't got that. See, a lot of people, they're all caught up with, the birth certificate and Social Security and this and the that. Look, one of the reasons why modern Europeans cannot get a grip on the Moors over in what they call Afghanistan, Iraq, and Iran is because they don't even know what their numbers are.
Right.
They're not supposed to.
That's right.
They're not supposed to. There's no need. Like, what is this desire to know how many of everything there is on planet Earth? Why?
Exactly.
You know, and then they got us falling into this, let me make up my own catalog of my child. Because that's what it is. You're cataloging.
Yeah.
You're registering. It doesn't matter how you cut it. That's what you're doing.
Right.
We never did that historically. That's why, they never really knew our numbers. And it's only really on this continent that numbers are known. Outside of this continent, numbers are not known. They
and
don't
it's
know
nobody's business. For what? We know who we are. We know where we are. That's it, period. That's all who needs to know, the original people of the earth who come from the earth, not some lab rat, period.
That's correct.
No.
Absolutely.
In Islam, what happens is when you speak about them going into the hospitals, the young sisters, because of the separation from their mother and the mother's knowledge, which really started generations ago, it's planned, many of them can't go into these institutions called hospitals today and deal with how they do not wish to have or to fill out all those papers because they are not confident enough in themselves. And when they go there, believe me, they will be they will be berated by that idea of doing so. And a group might leave out of the room, and another group may come in, and they're all going to come in and make this young sister feel like she's an oddball or something's wrong with her, refuses to or doesn't wish to do this. So she doesn't have enough confidence in the facts that we're trying to impart, that need to be imparted, and they usually are imparted from home and from mother. And that's what ends up happening with the institutes. And now, because of that, and they see ahead of time, they go to their think tanks. Now, whatever it was that they had you signing before, there's some more hidden stuff, some deeper hidden stuff in that. If they can convince the young girl to sort of, quote unquote, I'll say cave in, for the lack of another word, because one, she doesn't have her mom there because they made sure that they damaged that relationship. Now, when you quote unquote cave into that, this ain't been a lot of fine print stuff. Doesn't mean you can't get out of it, but you gotta know what it is. It's fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sure. And if they make it seem weird,
correct.
like, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, my daughter came to me a few times telling me how these people, sons more specifically, some other mothers, unconscious mothers, would tell her, "You too close to your mother. You need to get from up under your mother so much," and so on and so forth. And she would blatantly tell them, "No, I'm not. And as a matter of fact, I'm about to go home right now." It's a direct just attack to keep them. My daughter, she does her own thing. True enough, they have their own path to go. But that little girl, she's not a little girl, but she cleaves to me. It's almost like I joke with people and say, "You breastfeed your babies, they don't ever leave you." She cleaves to me. She do her thing, she do whatever her head is at the moment, but she cleaves to me. And it's like these people trying to pull you away because they see the source of your strength. And they know they can't get to you if I'm still in your head, if I'm still in your presence. If you constantly hear my voice, they can't fully get to you. They may partially get you for the moment, but they can't fully get you because they know the source of your strength. And she's realizing that now,
Wonderful, wonderful. Like we said earlier, that discipline coming from the Temple of Islam, now known as the Nation of Islam, was very strong and a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because that is true. But, it's interesting when you brought up the cleaving too, and it just brought in my mind and kind of brings us back to our purpose and what we're speaking of. Even in the Bibliothelia text, it says that a son shall leave his mother or his home, his mother and father, and cleave to his wife. And many people get that wrong. They don't know why. Because a mother, the next mother, the wife that he's going to get or the mate that he's going to get is going to be some other mother's daughter that he's going to assist. You see? So he cleaves to another mother to do and follow up the instructions of the nation. That's what that really means. Now, some people take it as, you're a mama's boy, or like you said, they tell your daughter that she's too close to her mother. That right there is their narrative, their directive to separate the mother from her children, or the mother from or of the nation apart from the nation. That's all that it really is. And in another generation or two, that's what will be more prominent than what you see now if we don't do something about it now. Islam,
that's true. We need to. I stayed home with my children until I think they were like 5 and 3. They're 2 years apart. I think they were like 5 and 3 before I started going to school and working like full time and stuff like that. In the first 3 years of a child's life is extremely prominent. That's when they get the most, if not really all, but most of their foundation. If aware mothers, if we can get an institution and get those babies, from the time that we spark them off and get them, and then they're 3, and we don't have our own institution to send them to. When they go to these institutions, they will have a firm foundation. I can remember my son, he had to be like, I think, 6 or 7. And so I would send them to school with, food in their bags in case they couldn't eat or identify what they were eating in school. So I get a call one day, and the cafeteria lady, she's going out, she's Asiatic. He won't eat his food, and he told us, your food is not fit for me to eat. And I chuckled. I said, well, put him on the phone. He said, Mommy, I couldn't identify it. They got some kind of meat in there, and I didn't know what it was, and she wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't let me get anything else, and I wanted to go get my bag and get my own food. And he was like, I think 5 or 6 or so. So that, that's very important. If we can get them while they're young, and it'll be better for us, our futures and our futures generations, to send them off to the, what they call it, Head Start, and then the kindergarten. If people really broke that word down, you wouldn't even send them to that anyway. But to continue on with all of that, then they're not going to have a chance. They're going to always institute. There's nothing, when they come to our schools, our institutions that we would have for our own, we teach them about us and who they truly are. So when you send them to somebody else's school or somebody else's institution, they're going to indoctrinate them with their indoctrination. So how mad can you be? I mean, if you don't have any other choice, you don't have any other choice. That home the foundation. Do what you got to do. Memorize what they want you to memorize. Spit it out on the paper if that's what you need to do, but know what you're talking about. Know what you're doing. Never be the aggressor. However, if they aggress upon you, you do what you're supposed to do and do what you have to do. But no, if I could admit, I want a school. I desire rather a school, and I want them babies. I want the babies. I want the babies, the young and yet unborn, right? Babies. Mhm.
And that's not difficult to establish at all.
Starts with mother.
Right.
Right. But is her womb, right? Frankly, that's the true kindergarten womb.
Yes.
That, and they made it external of it, artificial.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
Please, if I can offer a comment.
Well, you know what? It's always about the artificial mother. Because if they can attach a human to an artificial mother and do it without them knowing, they got it.
Right.
They got the continuous revenue generator. That's why it really is imperative, like this whole true biology thing, it is so imperative that mother gets it, because here's what's happening. Because she is not claiming her egg.
Mhm.
She has other people jockeying to claim her egg.
Mhm.
And because on top of that, she has been given misinformation about true biology, she has no problem relinquishing her egg to complete strangers. And I say complete strangers because it came from her. It came from within her. So anything that's not within her is a complete stranger.
True.
All right? So if she's relinquishing her egg to a complete stranger, it doesn't matter how you cut this, and it doesn't matter how, terrible you might want to talk about your mother. My mother might not have been the greatest mother, but one thing I can tell you, my mother would beat you down if you hurt any of her children. Okay?
That's right.
She would beat you down. She may not have been the best mother. She might, according to Anna E., but she will beat you down if you hurt any of her children. And I saw my mother beat down some boys that was trying to come from my older brother. She beat them down. They ran away. All right? I saw my mother, believe it or not, I saw my mother beat down my father because he was trying to injure her baby. So look, let's not get this twisted.
That's right. That's right. That's mother. That's truly mother. Protecting herself.
She may not have been the best. She may not have been all the mother you wanted her to be, but if she felt like her babies were injured, she would be the person that was trying to injure her baby down. So at the very least, we got to know that inherently that's the role of mother. This other stuff, and see, the other part of that is that biology, they're mentally conditioning mothers to disconnect and disassociate with their babies, their eggs. Now, because that is absolutely foreign in nature, it is psychologically, further psychologically damaging the mother. Because whether she wants to admit it or not, that is going to have a negative effect on her for the rest of her life. Going to. And that plan. So we have to, I mean, like when the prophet said, get this into the young and the yet unborn at all costs,
That's right.
I'm not saying that, look, the emphasis has to be on the future mothers. Get it into the future mothers at all costs, because if we don't, there's gonna come a time when, I mean, look, they're ushering in this surrogate mother, which still hasn't taken root, but they've been trying to. This surrogate mother bull crap. People are falling for it because of false biology. What's happening is this mother, she is giving her egg away because she has been led to believe that that's not her egg. That is the egg of some guy, possibly some guy whose wife or mate doesn't have the eggs to reproduce. This is so how people fall for it. It's so sick.
It don't make sense in biology. It don't.
It doesn't. You're going to give away your egg to another woman that may not even be of your species, not your family, nothing, because you have been mentally conditioned to believe that the baby came from the semen of her husband. You're gonna carry your egg, which you're gonna pull from your body for 9 months, give birth to it, and then give it up because you have been conditioned to believe that that baby didn't come from your ovary. It came from his testicles. Therefore, rightfully, it belongs to him. He can give it to whomever he wants to give it to, and right now he wants to give it to his mate. That is some sick shit.
You can see that's crazy.
Absolutely. It's plain as day. It takes a little study.
Sick shit. Because you know what's going to happen? The woman that egg is attached to true mother. That means that she has been psychologically damaged, and that child has been psychologically damaged too, because intuitively that child is going to know something is missing from inside of me. This is not right. It doesn't feel right. They're not going to know what it is, but they're going to feel it for the rest of their life. That's some sick shit.
It truly is. It truly, truly, truly is. And it's It's like the prophet told us, if I could just get you to thinking, I could just get you to stop and think. I can tell you all day long that the water is wet, but if somebody can come along and tell you that the water is dry and convince you that it's dry, even though you see it's wet, something's wrong. It's sick.
Yeah.
Mind control. Period. It's not. It's just. It doesn't make sense. Just the biology. It doesn't make sense. For what? If we've been doing this for eons and eons of years before the sun even existed on the planet, all of a sudden he exists and now we don't do it like that anymore? How so? But let me tell you what studies. A woman was pregnant and she was had a baby. And how do you have a baby if you don't have a mate? Where does that come from? But they try to keep it hush, but it gets out if you read and study.
Let me tell you, that's preparing for. Good thing that you mentioned that. This right here is a preparation for what we also see as the new and upcoming, and we're not making any comments, good, bad, or indifferent, of a lot of, well, they don't call them gay. What do they call them? What do they call them now? Rainbow? I don't know what they call it, but essentially, guys that are marrying guys who have no womb. Now, if there's a womb, it's actually a woman. So where are they going to get their children? Mothers, come on and think. You're giving up your eggs to your son, to a male, and it just express, which is really sick, really, really, truly sick. Like you know how you do the double smack to wake somebody up, like smack, smack? We really need to wake up. Please imagine that. But what's happening is this is a preparation. Now, hear me. Preparation. It's a preparation by generation. And, back when we were doing grafting, generation was like 14 years. So however many, 14, 20, doesn't matter. They are preparing for you, mama, to have this position that these are not your eggs. And they're going to be given. This is what they're doing. It's all being prepared. Who and what children will the same-sex people have if they can't have children? So you've given up your eggs.
Yes. Look. Let me tell you. Oh my God. Yes. Let me tell you how sick this is. Sick, but it's going to get even worse. Didn't Prophet Noble Charlie say if we don't wake up, mothers, if we don't wake up, because it's the mother that's got to wake up, because she's the one that's bringing in the next generation. If she doesn't wake up, there is a series, y'all need to check it out. There's a series, it's called, I was just telling you about it, Ron, it's called The Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
And it is laying out what we are talking about right now. I only just watched it last week. It got to a point where it was just too sickening. I couldn't continue watching 2 seasons. I couldn't continue watching season 1 because it was too sick. Meaning it wasn't graphic, horrible, terrible, but the whole premise was so okay. In this movie, you have these people who are considered elite, who run the operation, all right? Their mate cannot have any children. Something happened, and and it seems like it's modern Europeans. The population is not reproducing, but there are some women who can reproduce. And these people are religious fanatic people, okay, because they're quoting from Abraham how Sarah gave her handmaiden to Abraham so that he can have a child. This whole series of handmaiden bullshit is based on the story of Abraham and Sarah and Hagar, I think it is. All right? And these religious fanatic people. So, and literally, this is what happened. One day, they woke up, the women, Asiatic mother and a European daughter, was at a restaurant somewhere, a bar kind of restaurant, and the waiter or the bartender was extremely hostile towards the two women. They didn't understand why, but they just chalked it up to whatever, put in an order. And the European daughter gave her credit card. And the guy came back and he said it was declined. And she said, that's not possible. There's more than enough money in there to cover their whatever they were ordering to eat. So the guy just started talking, just telling her, calling them names, telling them to get out of here. Later on, they find out that a law was passed that women cannot own anything at all. Women cannot own anything. This is supposed to be futuristic now. It sounds like we're going backwards in time, but this is a futuristic movie. So the women who don't have a mate, or it ain't got nothing to do with mate. Women who can reproduce, they are captured. And they are put in this pool of women who are called the handmaidens. You don't have a choice either of whether you're going to be a handmaiden or not. When they come for you, you don't have an option at all. All right? So what happens is a handmaiden is assigned to an elite, and the male has sex with the handmaiden, and the female mate sits behind the handmaiden while he is having sex with the handmaiden, as if the handmaiden is oblivious, is really having sex with her. Okay? So when the handmaiden is pregnant, they treat these handmaidens abominable unless you get pregnant. Once you're pregnant, everything is just showered on you. And when the pregnant handmaiden goes into labor, you get the female fanatical woman, and all the other handmaidens have to be around the womb. The handmaiden that is getting ready to deliver, and they're chanting, and they're, making sounds and everything. Downstairs, in another room, are all the barren elite women, and they are behaving as though the barren woman is in labor.
Wow.
Then when the baby is about to be born, they have a special chair where the woman that is actually giving birth sits in front, and the barren elite sits behind her, and the barren woman sitting behind her is going through all the motions as if she is pushing out the baby.
Dang, that's
the baby is born. I'm telling you, it was sick, but look, telling you something in these shows. Then when the baby is born, they usher the barren elite woman back to bed as though she has really given birth. They clean her up as though she has really given birth, and they give the other woman's eggs to her, and she is sent away to do it all over again.
And that's what's going to happen if women don't start standing up and realizing what's up.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it. because and they paired you up as a handmaiden. You didn't go nowhere by yourself. And of course, You know that you had people within these handmaiden groups that was rebellious. If you were rebellious, they would literally kill you. If you become rebellious, like the woman that act in one of the scenes, the woman that had the baby, prior to her getting pregnant, she was disobedient according to them, and they plucked out her right eye. Taking from the Bible passage, if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out.
Sheesh.
I'm telling you, look, if women today do not wake up to true biology, that is what they are planning. It's already in effect in the form of surrogate mothers. They're looking at mother is so disrespected that she has been relegated to an incubator. That all you're good for is to hold my so-called sperm, which is not a fucking baby. I'm sorry to be cursing like this, but it's just so freaking, oh my God, how can we be this asleep? But this is what they're saying. You're only good to be an incubator, to hold on to the so-called sperm that's not the freaking egg, that doesn't create the baby. All right, so what they're doing is they're literally raping the woman. It's a gang rape because there's two people there. That's a gang rape.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
To force her body to divide the egg that she came here with, and then the baby, the egg, is forcibly taken from her. That's psychological damage. And if she has a daughter, the same thing. If she has a daughter outside of any of the elite, the daughter will be relegated to the same conditions as the mother. What that sound like?
I'm telling you. Like, it sounds like, here's what it sounds like to me. It also sounds like to me, as we said earlier, sisters, this preparation of you allowing anyone to claim your eggs, which is the baby's, which is the nation, their womb, they're testing to see if this is what you're going to do. You are making it so that, yes, it's all right, because you think that, well, just going to give them to this daddy or whatever. No.
That's
you don't give to no one if it's your egg. And if you know that you nation, what are you out of your mind to even think to give it to anyone? So now it's scared, and that futuristic that you're talking about is not because you know that these modern Europeans is crazy. Everybody knows they're psychologically damaged to daggone selves. Let's get this thing straight. And the manner in which this type, what you just described, and what is shown in this movie, be it futuristic or what have you, is not something that any of us can say would not happen. That these people, especially many of these psychologically damaged modern Europeans, would not they would participate in that.
That's
of
right.
course
That's
they
right. They would. And I'm gonna tell you why. Let me just interject something right here. I want to say either in 2016 or 2017. I'm gonna find that report. There was a report published in one of these newspapers that, for the first time, supposedly, there is a serious decrease in modern European birth. They're telling you, okay, if the so-called modern Europeans in this show, they call them the elite, are not able to have children, they're going to take control of the women who can have children and take their eggs. Talking about, well, it's the husband's child. They're trying to make it so that people do this voluntarily, which is why they have been stressing more than ever in their history, sometimes in a life, that the baby is the daddy. I I've never seen that misinformation stressed as much as it is stressed today that the baby belongs to daddy is his. They ushering in this right here. They ushering it in, just like Rob said. They ushering it in.
And then when we keep in mind too, when these modern Europeans make these movies, we got to remember there's nothing original about them or their thought process. Okay, so anytime that they make these movies or they come up with these processes, anything that they do, they've already done it. They're putting it out to the public now to get public reaction, to get public opinion, so they can know how to plan. We got to remember that this so-called Joker saying that they have is actually true. They plan for generations ahead while we plan for a weekend, so-called, some of us.
Yeah.
So when they put out these movies and these reports and even the stuff that you think, oh, I found this on the internet, it must have been hidden and all that. No. It's purpose. Yeah, you're going to dig to find it, but the point is you found it. Why would they allow it to be found? Why would they put out these movies? It's already being done underground, overseas, however you want to put it, and they're now bringing it to the public and taking notes. Oh, they reacting like this, so we know how to move like this. They playing chess. Period. And you know how to play chess. Anything about the game of chess, you got to think 5-10 steps ahead of your opponent and what's going to happen and who you're going to sacrifice to get to that queen. What you going to do? That's what they do.
And they're doing it in family services right now. The daughters, they have taken the mothers, previous mothers, they are using them and taking their babies as we speak. They done took those mothers' children who are now old enough to have children. They done put ABCs on them, tagged them in ABCs, tagged them in somebody's scraping like that.
Somebody, I was going to say I can't hear.
It's not me, I'm muted.
Right there it is. You don't hear it?
You
didn't just hear it?
Not now.
Okay,
I just heard it, but not now.
Yeah, it was like really bad. But anyway, right now, in the family services, just kind of like on a different level, because those daughters and children of the mothers that they've already taken the children from a generation or two ago are having babies, and trust me, they already labeled them as, some sort of mental something or whatever, and they're taking those children, taking them to these European families or foster homes. It's already happening.
Right. It sure is. And they promote it as, oh, you're chosen, you're blessed, your womb is blessed.
Yeah.
What? Come on now. No. That's one thing. If mothers don't know how to do nothing else, we know how to make these babies. Now, what we do with them once we make them, that's another story. But mothers, we know how to make these babies and get them going. So
the Matrix does that too. Yeah. Babies. The Matrix sort of showed that too, where they were stealing the resources. They symbolize stealing the resources from the natural baby. When you look at the Matrix, and you see where they had that. Yes. Serious talk, right?
When Neo was in that, when he was attached to that whole room full of these egg-looking capsules, I guess, and he had to detach from that. They already making
the harvest.
Yes, the harvest. Right. Yep. Yep.
So that movie right there, like, what's crazy is we are the only people, the only species, rather, I should say, that do things like that. Like, there's no other species that's going to give their young to another female. It does. The only time that the female would get the young of another mother is if the mother passes. Only time. Other than that, you ain't going to get your hands on it. But they are.
I remember this movie. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I remember this movie Oprah Winfrey played in called beloved. And I remember this one part where they were after her and her children. They were trying to take her children. She killed her children before she turned them over to whoever these, I think it was modern Europeans or somebody was after trying to get her babies. She killed them right in front of her face and said, "I killed me before you take me too." And they left her alone after she killed the babies.
That sounds like beloved.
No.
That was beloved.
It wasn't. It sounds like beloved.
I think
Yeah,
it was
she said
beloved. Yeah.
With Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
A lot of people that movie, you know, but it was serious.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people didn't get the message of the movie.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people was like, how she gonna kill her baby? She killed her baby so that her babies wouldn't have to go through what she went through.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, but one of them didn't die. And that one that didn't die ended up like mentally damaged.
I think that was a spirit that came back that kept. It was just following her.
I think it was the spirit of that child. I don't think it was really the child.
Cause I think because she came out of the water when Oprah was doing something, like she came out of nowhere and she was just weird. But she manifested in the flesh, but it was a spirit of one of the children. She had two or three, and she killed them. And that one, I think because she came out. I think she came out of the water. She just came out of nowhere. Something. I ain't seen it in a while. Yeah. But she does. Mother, I kill this whole household before you get to him. You will not do it. No, that's mother. Again, that's mother. Like you said, your mother go out there and, kill a whole neighborhood up before you get to my babies. That's right. That's what it takes. That's the charge that we have. We're mother until we get it. And we're going to go extinct if we don't get it. We're not ushered into these breeding farms or what is it called, hand mating. We're going to be extinct.
Yeah. But now you go back to the biblical days, they had handmaids then too. I don't know if it was exactly the same way, but that's what the story of Sarah and Hagar is about when you really think about it.
Right.
Yeah,
True.
To that. They got that idea. It's just extending it a little bit more. And the whole thing is to discredit the mother of the universe, the physical manifestation, because we are divine beings manifest in the flesh, and we come through the mother, the Moabite. We come through the mother.
That's right.
So the mother is to destroy and divert that truth, that fact. You see? And so it, we have to be totally aware of that. We do. Some will live and die, will pass form and never know the truth. But if that's the case, they shall return, because the truth must be known.
That's right.
Because it is the light, and everyone's seeking the light. So they have to find it, whether they find it on this green pasture and this time around or next time around. Got to find it. That's long.
It's long. It's true.
Yes, and you know what? It is imperative, really imperative, that mothers get this, because look, I'm telling you, watch that series, The Handmaiden's Tale. The Handmaiden's Tale. All right. Now, these sons, I don't know what kind of an effect it will have on sons. I really don't, because they really do think that these children are theirs, and they're not. Which means they become part of the problem.
Just a design.
If they are part of the problem, that means that they can help, and they already are. They don't realize, what's sad, what's really sad to me is that we're trying to talk to these guys about true biology because the misinformation of true biology is literally destroying our family, physically and psychologically. And they're so stuck on, well, that's my seed, that they don't realize that they're using this misinformation. They're using this misinformation to take her baby and gain control of her baby. So when we talk about uplifting fallen humanity, if you don't know that she is fallen humanity and you're attacking her in any way, shape, or form, then you are contributing to humanity staying down.
Right. Exactly.
Because here's the thing. Now, because see, this is a setup, and I have said this before. It is a setup. So now what they're doing is they have successfully mentally conditioned the son and the mother to believe that these babies coming from his penis, this is his seed. It's not. It's not. So now he will claim her egg and she will give it up. Now you might have these sons running around here saying, well, that's my son, that's my daughter, that's my son, that's my daughter. But let me tell you what they setting up. Because you ain't nothing but an artificial mama. Another artificial mama with more strength, power, and a military presence will come along and take her egg. That's what they're setting up. They're using the ego of the son to do it.
Right.
And the misinformation, because they have separated the daughter from the mama, so the mother ain't going to be there to say, nah, not on my watch. All right? So the daughter is out there by herself listening to the son who has been mentally conditioned to believe that her egg that she was born with came from his penis. So now he's running around talking about, oh, I had a baby. You had a baby? Oh, yeah, I had a baby. I had a baby.
Oh.
Right? And she, because now what they did, this is a setup, I'm telling you. None of these sisters that get into any kind of interaction with a son, it rarely continues after the child is born, and by design. Because they don't want you to have a harmonious interaction. So they put all kinds of bullshit in front of both of you, specifically the son, because they know that he is driven by sight. That's why pornography is $1 billion business. It's $1 billion industry because it's geared towards the son who is driven by sight. So they know that they can always cause some division between two people who are harmonious by sending in another female to break it up for whatever reason.
Right.
Now you got the mother and the son fighting each other, and because her feelings have been hurt, which is something that was demonstrated in this movie where I got the clip from, because her feelings have been hurt. Now she's got no problem swallowing the lie of true biology and so, oh yeah, that's his baby, so he don't have to pay. He don't have to pay. Now she feel like she got some control over his behind. Oh, he want to go? He gonna have to pay, right? It's all a setup, and they're using biology to do it. And because everybody is in there working and working very well. Meanwhile, these people are just creating revenue generators left and right.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yep. Unfortunately, exactly.
And as long as the false biology is swallowed, hook, line, and think about the mother of all people, the mother, we will never right.
Because she got to get that out of her mind. It's false. It can't happen. Science and nature does not support it. So when we talk about uplift and fallen humanity, we're talking about waking her up. Wake her up to the truth of biology so she will be more protective of her baby and got a nickel in the dime.
That's right.
It's a setup. I don't care how you cut it, it's a setup. You know what it means? It's a lose-lose situation. Lose-lose situation. The son is going to lose, the mother is going to lose, and the child is going to lose. And the nation is going to lose. It's a lose-lose situation. So we got to put all this ego bullshit on the shelf. Put this ego bullshit on the shelf. Mothers and sons, mother, you better recognize that's your egg, and son, you better recognize that's her egg. And you better recognize your job is human nature. Every mother protects. Every son protects the mother in nature, except the human nature.
That is so true.
That has got to change. And if the mother and if the son ain't gonna do his job, get the hell out the way, and some sisters need to step in.
That's right. That's right. Period.
If I may share an experience.
People, right? And now people might listen to, she's just attacking the sons. No, this ain't got nothing to do with attacking the sons. This is about waking up mothers so that we can have a future.
That's right.
If things continue the way they going, watch the movie The Handmaiden, and you will see what they setting up. Because they already got us disconnected. They already got mama disconnected from her egg. They already got the surrogate for the bullshit set up. This is next. All right?
If I can share an experience. If I may share something.
Absolutely.
Yes, this is Sister Claudia. I'm from New Jersey. This is my first time on the call. I was when I was in the mid-70s, when I was pregnant with my third son, I was a military wife, and I was having false contractions. So of course I went to the doctor to be checked out. And after the exam, he tells me, "You can have this baby." So I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You can have this baby." So I'm thinking that I'm ready to go in labor. So I'm like, "So I'm in labor?" He's like, "No, just at your, I don't know, whatever it was, 6 centimeters or whatever it was." He goes, "But we can induce your labor so you can have the baby now." So I had never heard of this before. So I asked him what it was, and he explained how, well, we inject the solution, blah, blah, blah. It brings on contractions, and then the baby's born. So I'm thinking about this, and I'm like, well, what's wrong with it coming on its own? Well, he gives all these different excuses. I'm like, I don't know. I said, I think I want to come when he's ready to come. Well, that doctor got upset at me. Well, I'm the only doctor, and usually births happen at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to have to get up out of the bed to come to the hospital to deliver. And I'm thinking, like, this is your job. And he got very upset at me because I wouldn't agree to this induction. So after the exam, and as I was leaving, now the nurses are angry at me. Oh, it's just a simple procedure. We do it all the time. And I didn't even say anything. I didn't engage in it. I just knew that it didn't sound like something I wanted to do. So I did have him, naturally, but I just thought it was kind of, now that we're talking about this and thinking back, how immediately after the exam, the doctor's like, oh, well, you can have this baby. It's like, here's a golden opportunity to do this procedure. Told me, no, we don't want to do this. Something's not right about this. But the doctor, the nurses were angry at me, and I didn't get it until now. And then as far as these movies go, how we all think that we're being entertained But all these movies are controlled by these secret societies. And the movies are just messages. There's ways for them to send messages back and forth to each other without actually, sending mail or emails or anything. They use the movies as their vehicle for communication. And I would like to ask something too, but this is outside of the discussion. I would like to come to attend one of the Wednesday classes, but I'm not sure. I live out of town, and I would drive, and I would just like to know if there's parking available or if it's even feasible to drive.
Well, actually, sister, let me just say this to you. The Wednesday classes, you're talking at New York. And how far away do you domicile now? What's near what city?
Toms River, New Jersey. I'm like an hour and a half away, I guess.
Oh, all right, cool. Then just make sure, Sister Annie, that you have her contact, because we've been doing classes on Wednesday at New York for 12 years, and the building is literally going to be knocked down and rebuilt again, supposedly, in 2 years. So we're talking about the National, quote-unquote, Black Theater at 125th and 5th. So at this point now, our last class there is scheduled for this Wednesday. And yes, there is parking on 125th, on 5th. Usually there's no parking problems unless it's snow. Because, you get there at 7. Well, we open the doors at 6 or 6:30. But at any rate, that's the usual situation. We are, though, we have been asked, and we are considering, and we will make that announcement on Wednesday, 2 other locations that we are taking into consideration to maintain or to maintain class either on the new so-called New Jersey side, North Jersey area, or still in Harlem near 125th. Okay. We're not sure which or if at all. We're just not sure about that at all, but we will know. If you would stay abreast, or if Annie would make sure she has your contact, we will let you know. And and so since you said you were at Toms River, I know where that is. I know where you are. That way, either way is not that far away from you. So that's how we'll do it, and we'll inform you. Peace.
All right, so this Wednesday is the last class in Harlem.
Oh, yeah, after 12 years. It's the last class at that location, but we may be picking up another location in Harlem. But we won't know. We are trying to decide whether it be there or another place, or actually there's 3 locations.
But it is okay to come this Wednesday.
Oh, absolutely. We would love for you to say, yeah, you can if you should choose to. That would be great, and you can find out then. Yeah. And
yes, okay.
Just when you get there, who you are, that you were the first calling on the show, and we're definitely going to keep. And one of the considerations is to have, in fact, and that's on the New Jersey side, if I will, a Sisters Standing on Law physical class continued, separate from the civic classes that we've done for 12 years. And this is the decisions that we're making right now. But one of those offers, which would be on the New Jersey side, if you will, is to maintain a sisters class, physical, just as we are discussing on the line, which we have once a month. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, good to see you there. Peace.
All right, so.
We're in.
All right, good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, if you just send an email to MHHS eyes wide open at gmail.com with your information, I will put you on the I'll put you on the list so that you will know.
Is this Sister Rob?
This is Sister Annie.
Oh, okay.
That was Sister Rob that was just talking a minute ago.
Sister Ross was just talking to you. We must sound alike.
Yes, you do.
We don't see it. We do not hear it nor at all. But ourselves we don't hear it, but people say it all the time. So anyway.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you just send an email to mhhseyeswideopen@gmail.com and put your phone number and your appellation,
Okay.
and I will definitely keep you posted. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this broadcast, I think. It was a great broadcast. It's like 17 after 3. And this was a great discussion, and I am so hoping that other mothers will listen to this and get it, because it is so imperative that the mothers get this. It's more like this is for real. Like, if you don't do, like this is along the same lines as, when Noble Ali said, if you don't do nothing to declare your nationality, well, if you don't do nothing, you need to get this. You really need to get this, because this is about the future generation. And it is up to the mothers. It is up to no one else but the mothers. And we can do this because, contrary to what a lot of people want to believe, mothers, you're always the one doing it. As this clip attached to. So I want to thank everybody for joining, for contributing on this broadcast of Sisters Standing on Law. I so appreciate it. And make sure and join us Tuesday for Principles of Nationality. And if you are in the area for Wednesday, Moor Heritage and History School, it's the last class at the National Theater. After that building is coming down. So make sure if you're in the area, or if you're not in the area and you can make it, come to Wednesday's Moor Heritage and History School. You can say goodbye, hello, and goodbye to the building, to the energy, to 12 years of amazing information sponsored and by Sister Ross Mariah. Say. Islam. Make sure and join us for that. So I'm going to play that clip going out as well as our closeout song. So thanks everyone again. Peace and love to you all.
Islam.
Peace and love, Islam.
I done had it. All this bullshit up in my house. I'm going to translate for you. She's mad because every 6 months you want to roll up in here and tell people what to do. Well, this is a 24/7 job. Do you understand me? I don't care what you think about her. This woman, the mother of your child, she is a damn good mother. Whether she's sick, when she's tired, when she just plain old don't feel like it. She don't have anybody to pass the baton to. Nobody here to pass it to. She's the first one up in the morning and the last one to go down at night. She's the mother, the father, the doctor, the nurse, the chauffeur, the therapist. And if she decides to leave her son behind and go chase after her dreams, what would Dante be, huh? So you may not like her, but you damn sure gonna respect her, and you are gonna thank her, because without her, you couldn't do what you're doing.
At T-Mobile, when we see our country's military, we don't just see uniforms. We see the people behind them. We're proud to support military families by offering